This video is going to go over how to use a document camera, primarily the Ipevo document camera series with your Chromebook. If you're using a document camera on your PC or desktop computer, you're going to want to watch the using Ipevo camera on PC video. To get the software on your Chromebook or the Chrome app, you would go to ipevo.com software. That's going to give you the software icon, the software. The software is Ipevo Visualizer, which is the same icon as what would be on your desktop computer. And what you're going to do is go to Download Now. You would choose the Chrome from the Chrome Web Store. That would open up a new tab for you. Here you would say Add to Chrome. That will allow you to add it to your Chrome, and then you can launch the app. Another easier way to launch the application would be to go down to your app launcher window once you've got it. Open up the launcher window. Your most recents or most used are down at the right underneath your Omni box, but you can open this up and scroll through your tabs, your tiles to find the one that you need. Mine was up towards the top. You can click and move to drag around to organize how you would like. Open up my document camera once I've plugged it in as a USB to my Chromebook, and I'm good to go. Now, one of the things, this is not an ideal place to be using it. I would recommend that you do everything on your desktop because you're using a document camera to save or store images will store them onto the local Chromebook storage, which is not a lot. So there are some definite limitations to using a document camera with your Chromebook. If you're going to make lengthy videos or lots of recordings or use it extensively, I would try to use it on our desktop PC that's got much more storage space. Document camera window opens up. You also get on the desktop PC, you get more options. So if I go to my settings on the Chromebook, my settings I'm limited to are just my instant preview or snapshot timer and how I can change those. One of the things that I can do with my document camera, though, is on here is I can change from, and you can do this on the desktop version as well. If you have multiple cameras on your desktop, I can change between my cameras. So I can change to the front-facing camera, and you guys can see me, or I can change back to the document camera, and that gives you the ability to go back and forth if you need to. Magnification allows me to magnify what I'm showing. This one is important, which is the ability to rotate. I can either rotate with my document camera by rotating the head of the document camera, or I can rotate by clicking any of these buttons to rotate along the axis, or mirror my document camera. So let's say I am writing some text, and maybe when I'm writing, my students are saying, hey, in your videos, whenever you write something, it comes out backwards. You could mirror it to show it the opposite way for especially in like a Google Meet or a virtual meeting. So you can mirror vertically or horizontally. You can also reset it. Down here, this picture is going to be your local storage on the Ipevo Visualizer, and then also how you could download it or get it to your Chromebook. And I'm going to show you that in a second. Go back to the camera. So by default, I've got here my annotation. Turn my annotation on. I can change the color of my pen. I can make the thickness, and I can write on my document camera. If I want to take my annotations off, I can simply remove them. If I go by default, it's set up for camera. So if I click the button, it will take a picture. If you have audio on, it will give you an audio. Click like a camera snapshot. I can then go into my picture and see the picture that I just took. I have two options. I can either download it, just save the file as it is, or save it as a PDF. If you save it as a PDF, it's going to be a much larger version. I'm going to show you both of them. So I'm going to click the button. It'll download my PDF. I can also go back in here. I'm going to close that one out. And I'm going to do it just to download it and save the image for my download manager. Now, again, this goes into local storage on your Chromebook. So if I go down to my Chromebook, open up here, I type in, I'm looking for files. That was the fastest way to get to my files. And I can go to my recents, and this will give me my recent files. So now the first one that I've got, this would be I just did it as an image. So if I click on that one, this is what my image is going to be. So then I can insert that image into something else, upload it to my Google Drive, whatever it is that I'd like to do with it. The second one is going to be my PDF, which when I do it like that, it gives it as a much easier, better, or sharper image. not necessarily sharper image, but it just is larger. Really depends on your user preference, how you would like to save it as PDF or as an image. And so that's going to give me my image. I am then going to go back into my Ipevo visualizer, go back to my document camera, continue on with our tour. One of the things that you can do is, so like right now I'm working in this, and maybe I don't want my students to see that, oh, I got to get to page 172 or whatever it is. So what I can do down here is I can click the freeze button, and I can navigate behind the scenes to the right page, get it lined up, unfreeze, and kids didn't see me fumbling around trying to get my stuff. The other thing that I can do is, especially if you're looking at or reading text, if I go in and I'm going to zoom in on some text of something that I want to show my students, I can go to this document text tools, and gives me a bar that will an overlay. I can also click a button to get a magnification of my overlay, so then I can read that way. Or I can click my toolbar again and it gives me a smaller overlay, so I can read just this thing, take to the stars without leaving your seat. And if I want to turn that tool off, I can turn that tool off again. I can also add a grid to my tools. The more I click my button, the grid changes. And that is the basic settings. Using this top arrow gives me some additional options. I can record. Definitely do not want to record using your document camera in your Chromebook. You have very limited storage space. I am telling you, you're going to run into errors. Try not to do it. Record. If you're going to record on a desktop computer, or use a Screencastify to record, which is another video, so that you can get it saves to your Google Drive. I can also do, if I hover over here, I can do a time lapse if I would like to. This will give me my time lapse. I can set what do I want my time lapse to be, and take my time lapse photos. This one will allow me to do a stop motion, so I can take additional pictures and string them all together, like making a clay animation or claymation studio. Or I can scan a QR code if I have a QR code that I would like to scan for my classroom or for something of that nature. That is the essential basics of using an Ipevo document camera with your Google Chromebook.